Welcome back to the show. We are here with Greg Westfall from Oregon, from Sandy, Oregon. And he is the president of Rehaba. And Oregon is just the perfect place for this magic Tesla Max machine you have, huh?
Well, it's a silicon forest. We've involved the top Tesla engineers in the country. One of them gave the keynote address at the Tesla Symposium in 1994, 95, and 96. One of them is a former professor of physics at the University of Colorado. He's had honorable mention in the Gravity Research Foundation's essay contest, all of which were won by Nobel laureates. He had 11 years of honorable mention. Yeah. And we've availed ourselves of their expertise to optimize the depth of the contractions while improving the comfort, so that people are getting these massively deep contractions without the discomfort or risk of burns and blisters. If you take a DC output system, I have pictures of blisters that those can cause because they're 125 volt, 90 milliamp systems. So at 30 volts required to get a muscle to contract, they're already at 10 plus milliamps. Okay, so their ratio is 1.39 volts for each milliamp. 125 volts up to 90 milliamps. Our ratio is up to 500 volts at no more than 5 milliamps maximum average milliamperage. That's 100 to 1 ratio of amperage. So we have 2,300% lower maximum average amperage.
It's a totally different thing. I know here in Las Vegas, if you walk down on the Strip and you walk into one of the shopping malls there, you know, they sell these little mini units that you put the little pads on, and now that is totally different.
Well, again, they're DC output. So if you turn them up, if you hook up your tricep, here's a test. Hook up your tricep and try to bend your arm against it. Okay. I can send people a link to our video where people can't bend their arm. They're saying, this is weird. This is bizarre. But it's not electrifying. They don't feel like they're being electrocuted. Okay.
Right.
Well, if you take one of those units or any of these other there's been 1,200 of those made over the last 50 years. We have the world's only true Tesla-based super high voltage, super low amperage, maximum average milliamperage. And we're utilizing Tesla's innovations to get the deepest contractions possible at the greatest comfort possible. You cannot do that with those electrostim. You'll be screaming in pain when this a chiropractor in Atlanta hooked up. She said she watched what I did to this guy's arm, and she said, well, I can do that. She slapped a cheap seat on his arm, and he started screaming in pain. Yeah, his arm was locked straight, but that's not the idea. Is to have no pain, no pain.
Yeah, exactly. Well, you know, we were talking earlier today, and you were telling me a story about your family and your father. You have a wonderful wife and kids up in Oregon, and but tell us a little bit about that story, if you would.
Well, this is a pretty sacred story, so I'll just tell the viewers that I don't cast my pearls before swine, because swine, if they can't consume something upon their lust, will just trample it into the mud and esteem it for naught. Okay, so at your request, I'll share something pretty sacred. Years ago, I was going through a hard time, and I felt abandoned and wondering why I had to go through this struggle. I eventually won and was victorious, but I regret to say I had some doubts at the time. And my father, who passed away years ago, his voice came to me saying, I'm here for you. So I got up. I've written a couple thousand songs. It's my therapy. Anyone in the healthcare field needs therapy, right?
Right.
And I wrote this song, I'm Here for You. And so 8 years later, when my mother was passing away, my brother and my 2 sisters and I were gathered there as she went into a coma, and we were singing this song all day to her. And as we sang her, our goal was to sing her into heaven. And it was a very sacred thing. We sang her I'm Here for You over and over again. It was very...
Do you remember any of the words to the...
Let's see. When I was born, my father held me tender in his arms, and this is what he whispered in my ear. I'm here for you.
Wow.
I'm here for you. When I grew up, I found myself in trouble with the law. And when my father passed away, that night I heard him call, I'm here for you. I'm here for you. I found my love, we married, had some children of our own. To each of them I whispered in their ear, I'm here for you. I'm here for you. Now, when I am tried and tested to my very soul, I turn to God for his mercy to show. I'm here for you. And we sang that to my mother as she passed away. She died at 1:50 in the morning. I got back to my hotel room at 3 in the morning, and I called my wife to let her know Mom had passed. She did not know we were singing this song. She didn't even know Mom had passed. And she started mumbling something because she was sleepy about my mom visiting her. And I said, look, I'm tired. It's been a long day. I'll call you in the morning. When I got up in the morning, she had texted my cell phone that, no, Greg, you don't understand. A little over an hour before you called, I came awake to see your mom standing there beside my bed. And she had what felt like an urgent desire to acknowledge, and she conveyed telepathically, without moving her lips, to me, I'm here for you. Now keep in mind, my wife didn't know we were singing that song. She didn't even know my mom had passed away at that time. And so for some reason, my beloved mother was allowed to reach back through the veil and share with us that she heard us, and now she was there for us. As a postscript to this story, I will tell you that when my father passed away, she wrote a poem about him being her rainbow, and rainbows started showing up all the time at family gatherings. And when we dedicated her grave after she passed away, a rainy day, the whole day of the funeral, the sun came out and the most beautiful rainbow appeared. We have pictures of it. It was just so sacred and so beautiful, and I'm grateful that you let me share that precious pearl, because I know that life goes on beyond the veil, and God knows that I know that too. And I think what I do with that knowledge at this point is maybe I'm supposed to share it with you. Maybe I'm supposed to share it with your viewers, and I mean, I don't know. It's just sacred.
It's not magic that people's lives intertwine in different ways, and I think the fact that somebody's watching you and hearing the story right now, you just
You're not alone.
You're not alone. You never know what kind of impact that the story's going to have.
Isn't it strange to think that loved ones who've passed on might be the angels that are dispatched through the realm of heaven to come help whisper in our ear words of encouragement? It makes sense. If the veil is that thin and we continue on, that, as Malachi says, the hearts of the fathers might be turned to the children, and the hearts of the children might be turned to their fathers.
Well, I am so excited to have you on the show and to be hearing your words of wisdom, and it's just an honor to know you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Greg.
And I apologize for that story about the lion. You were supposed to say, what did you do when you found yourself face to face? And I was supposed to say, I moved on to the next cage.
Right. Sorry I let you down there.
Thank you so
again.
much.
Thanks again. We'll
Appreciate
see you
it,
next
Randy.
week. Bye-bye, everybody.